It's me, your Miss Safari, and today we are going to learn the last chapter, that is food production of your book. So, at a glance, first of all, so what do you mean by food production? Food production is production of food. Now, let me give you an example. Do you think that the rice we eat is directly from the ground? Okay, no, not yet, right? The rice seeds are grown in the form of agriculture. Then the dhan, which we call in Hindi the dhan, that is harvested, and then the dhan is processed in the industry to bring rice grains, and the rice grains we cook and then we eat it. So this many processes are formed in the making of rice. Other foods also, there are many processes, and just an example to give you. Okay, so first of all, let's see what is the use of bacteria. Bacteria is used in the preparation of curds and cheese. How? They help to ferment. Okay, you've heard about fermentation in chemistry. They help to ferment the things, the curds and cheese. Bacteria, they are in industries. Good bacteria they are. They do not produce any harmful effects in our body. Yeast powder you can buy in the market. These are used for making bread and other food items. This is also used for fermenting. One very good example of that food item which I am talking about is biscuits. Okay, biscuits are fermented by yeast. Now, the branch of science that deals with the growing of plants and raising livestock for human use is known as agriculture. For human use, suppose you are growing a plant to increase the beauty of nature. That's not agriculture. Another point they missed out, that is in a large scale. Okay, this need to be grown in a large scale agriculture. Small scale, suppose you plant one plant for your use. No, this is not agriculture. Next, we have the plant of the same kind grown in a field on a large scale are crop plants, or it's called a crop. Okay. Now, what is a crop? Suppose you're growing chili plant in a large scale, that becomes chili crop. Okay. The produce obtained from a crop is called the produce. The product obtained. Okay. It means the harvest. The product means the harvest that you have is known as the produce. Now you say no. Now they say no. While calculating the tax, this much amount of produce means this much amount of tax. So this is the word produce is used for. Okay. Next, crops are classified in different ways. Now, what are the factors? Number one, the price of the products. Number two, the seasons. Number three, the purpose of which they are grown. Number four, the lifespan of the trees. Okay. Now, the far one estate where the cash crops like rubber, tea, coffee, and oil palms are grown in a large scale is known as plantation, and such crops are referred to as plantation crops. Okay. So where where large in a large scale, suppose rubber, tea, or coffee, all these cash crops are growing in a large scale. This is known as plantation crops. Now, what is the meaning of cash crops? Cash crop means the crops which we do not eat. Okay, but they are used for earning money. Cash means money. They are used for earning money. Okay. Next, these are the examples which you can refer to. Okay, cash oil palms is also okay. The area of the land on which a fruit or the tree producing trees like apple, almond, apricot, and mango are grown is known as an orchard. Okay. Suppose area of land on which fruit and nut producing trees are grown. Nut means you can see cashew nuts. They are grown in Goa, and all these fruit trees are grown in Himachal Pradesh because they have mountains over there. Okay. So the phenomenal increase of the production of agricultural crops is known as the green revolution. Means phenomenal increase means they rapid growing. Okay, rapid growing. They come at phenomenal. That means they come in regular years. They come in not in every year. They come in regular intervals of time. Okay. Next, the method of growing crops without using chemical fertilizers or pesticides and other synthetic products is known as organic farming. Uh, this cannot be done in practical life because if you do it, then insects will come along with your food. In olden days, they used to do because they knew different techniques. Those are lost. Sorry, those are lost today. Those are lost today. Okay, so we can only use instead of chemical fertilizers, we can use manure. I'm writing down the spelling for you. Manure. Next, the branch of science which deals with rearing, caring, and breeding of domesticated animals is called animal husbandry. So, rearing, caring, breeding, and domesticating of animals through humans and for the use of humans. Okay. So, breeding means also humans are doing this. Artificial pollination is done. Okay. Is known as animal husbandry. Okay. Next, all useful domestic animals, excluding pets, constitute the livestock. Okay. Means suppose you're keeping a pet, suppose you're keeping a rabbit in suppose you're keeping a rabbit and you love that rabbit very much and you don't want to eat the meat of the rabbit, you care for the rabbit, that's a different thing. These are called pets. Okay, but you're keeping a cow and you are making the cow do work for the whole day and all day, and then the cow becomes tired and comes and you're giving a little much to eat, not much to eat, little bit amount to eat, that's known as livestock. Milk yielding, egg yielding, meat yielding, and draught animals, animals yielding other useful products. Now, milk is yielded by cows and buffaloes, eggs is yielded by hens, meat is yielded by goats, draught animals, okay, and animals using other useful products. Next, the rearing of domestic fowls like chicken, duck, goose, turkey for eggs and meat is known as poultry farming. Okay. Now these birds are these are all birds. Please remember, they are not animals. They are birds. Okay. Means in your class they will be called birds. In actual, they fall under the kingdom Animalia. I hope you didn't forget class 7th chapter. Kingdom Animalia, and then they fall under class apes. Okay. Okay. Next, the egg-laying chickens are called layers, and the chickens which are reared for meat are known as broilers. You must have heard about these two terms. Okay. The rearing and management of pigs is called pig farming or piggery. So if you are rearing and managing the pigs, it is called pig farming or piggery. Okay, next, the rearing and breeding of fish under controlled conditions on a large scale is known as pisciculture. Pisci, you know what is the meaning of species? Class species. All the fishes are categorized under class species. Okay, so from that the word comes. Okay, so rearing and breeding of fish. Okay, in controlled conditions. Suppose the hilsa fish. The hilsa fish do not always come in the rivers. Only it comes during the monsoon season. Okay, but the humans are bringing. They are bringing the hilsa fish to the river and making them lay eggs, and then they're killing them. That's known as pisciculture. Means they're creating such a condition that the hilsa fishes will come from the sea to the river. Okay. Next, the places where the honeybees are cultured and bred are known as apiaries. Honeybees are also cultured and bred for honey because they are bringing honey and we are taking away all the honey. Okay. Next, the rearing of honeybees on a large scale is known as apiculture. The rearing of silkworms for the production of silk is known as sericulture. Silkworms are killed for silk, and that's known as sericulture. Lac is a resin like substances secreted by the lac insects. Okay, that lac is also used for making medicines and all. Okay, gums. Okay, not medicines, gums. Okay, now see very carefully. Agriculture, the branch of science that deals with the growing of plants and raising livestock for human use. Horticulture. Now, one type of agriculture is known as horticulture. Okay, the branch of agriculture that deals with the production of uh, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and decorative plants. Okay, next, crop. Plants of the same kind grown in a field on a large scale. They are known as crops. Plantation, a farm or an estate where cash crops like rubber, tree, and coffee are grown on a large scale. Okay, means you're growing large scale cash crops. Those are known as plantation. Orchards, an area of a land on where fruits and nuts producing trees like apple, almond, apricot, and mango are grown. Almond is a nut. Next, green revolution. The phenomenal increase in the production of the agricultural crop due to use of modern agricultural practices. This is also with modern agricultural practices. How can agriculture grow suddenly? How can it decrease suddenly? With modern agriculture practices, right? When you are using modern agriculture practices more and more, they will lead to the growth. Good. I'm talking about the good products. And if you are using them less, bad crops will grow. Okay. Organic farming, a method of growing crops without the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and other synthetic products. This is not practically possible. It's not done anymore. Not practically possible, okay? Or practically impossible. Next is animal husbandry, the branch of science which deals with the rearing, caring, and breeding of animals for human use and by humans. Okay, at this. Next, poultry farming, the rearing of domestic fowls like chicken, duck, goose, turkey for eggs and meat. Pisciculture, I have already told you. The rearing and the breeding of fish under controlled conditions on a large scale. Apiculture, the rearing of honey bee on a large scale. Sericulture, the rearing of silkworms in a large scale. Okay, for the production of silk in a large scale is also okay. Infographs, let's see. Now see, some scientists are over there. Okay, now see, Dr. Verghese Quirin is also known as the father of white revolution. Now what is white revolution? I'll explain to you. Please wait. In India, as he has been the person behind the largest dairy development program. The program was so successful that by 1998, it transformed India from a milk deficient nation to the world's largest producing nation. Okay, so once India did not have any kind of milk, there was very less milk, and now is one of the largest milk producing nation. How? Through the white revolution. Okay, so what did the man do? The man breeded the animals which are healthier, the cows which are healthier, and the waste cows which can rear and produce such a large amount of cows, or the cows which are healthy also, they can breed they can produce a large amount of milk also. Okay, so the cows did not die easily, and they did produce a large amount of milk also. Okay, and this led to the white revolution. White means, you know what is the color of milk? White. So this is known as the white revolution. Next, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, an Indian scientist, is known as the father of green revolution in India for his success in introducing and producing development high yielding varieties of wheat and rice in India. Okay, please learn the names of the scientists. And another thing, that all these scientists practiced artificial pollination. Okay, if you do not practice artificial pollination, okay, if you do not practice artificial pollination, then you can't make such things, or you can't bring out any revolution. Clear? So this was our video. Thank you for watching it. Goodbye.